All right. So we'll hang out here for a minute or so while everyone gets in. Hi, Gabrielle. What's up, Glenn? Hi, Will. What's up, I Love Breezer? What's up, Ben? What's up, Jaffet? Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Aiden. Hi, Manny. 1986 Mets win. Ronnie, what's going on? Hi, Eski. Thomas, what's up? Jake. Ethan. Topanga. I'm doing great. Driver 3 Joe, how you doing? What's up, Wyatt? Travis and Charles, Abram, Milo, Jack Dawson, what's up? What are we doing tonight? Well, we're just going to talk some baseball, answer some questions. Hi, Preston. Is Yachty the best catcher? He used to be, but probably not anymore. Still pretty good, though, for an old guy. Who do I think will win the World Series? Uh, my pick was the Yankees. I don't know if I want to switch, though. Yeah, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, like the last 15 minutes, I started sneezing a ton. Now my nose is all stuffy. I didn't feel like this all day today, but I can't breathe out of my nose. Is D. Gordon the best in baseball? He's a good player. I don't think I'd say he's the best in baseball. Donaldson in Twins? What, you think he's going to be the MVP? Should you throw a curve or a slurve? I guess it depends a little bit on, uh, what slot you throw out of. Trying, Matthew. I'm trying. Hicks is opting out. Yeah, I heard that. Adam Haber. Hope you're doing well. 2020 movie predictions? Yeah, I'll have that coming out soon. Alex Verdugo, I think he's a good young player. I like him in the trade for the Red Sox. Um, I think if he becomes, he was hurt a little bit, and I think if he becomes a full time player now, I think he's going to be a good player. Yeah, I had a song like that once. They just play the censored version. Jeff, but I have no idea. I have not played at PNC Park. Will people berate them? Well, there's not going to be any fans really anywhere, so I don't think they can berate them that much. Tommy Edmond from the Cardinals. I don't know enough about him. Evan Sather. I do this every time, Evan. Thank you so much for the super chat. Have you witnessed racism in your baseball career? Um, like during games and stuff? I can't remember. I don't feel like there was anything that happened that that comes to the top of my, or the front of my mind, or the top of my head, or whatever that saying is. So, um, I don't believe so. No video games tonight. I'm taking a break from video games. I'm sure you guys have already noticed. Uh, just so you know, right now I have baseball 7 days a week. I'll give you an example of what my Saturday looks like if some people are wondering why I haven't been playing as much video games. Baseball card videos coming soon. So I'm taking a break basically from almost all of my YouTube videos because I don't have any time. Hey, Dan's Daily, thank you so much. Hey, Matt, hope all is well. Your way, COVID is hitting my job hard. 2 cases last week. Just curious your other card that said your fam. Hold on one sec. Fam says it. Thank you. You stay safe too, Dan. I still have not gotten the cards, so I know I said I was going to go in the facility and get them, but I still have not been able to. So let me give you guys an idea of what my schedule looks like, so you guys can understand. Because people have been asking why I'm not playing video games and all this stuff. So for Saturday, just Saturday, I woke up at 5:30 and made sure I had to contact all the teams because it was going to rain out Friday night into Saturday. So I woke up at 5:30. I went down to the field, got there around 6. Had to make sure that we were able to play. And then it didn't rain too bad. So then I got the field ready from like 6 to like, well, I probably didn't start right at 6. I started emailing everyone and texting everyone that we could play. Then I got the field ready until 8. Then we got ready to play the game. I played at 9. So I had a 13-year-old game at 9. Then I had a 13-year-old game at 11:30. Then I had a 17-year-old game at 2:30. Then I had a 17-year-old game at 5. Then that ended all probably around a little past 7. And then Juan and I, rake the field, find all the balls, pack up the car, probably leave around 8 something, probably get home around 8:30, put my kids to bed till 9, ate dinner until 10ish, and then went to bed. And then on Sunday I woke up at 6 and went right back to the field and basically did it all over again. So, that was my weekend. So everyone says, so like last night, people were like, oh, you're going to come on and do a video? Like, I had spent like 40 hours in 2 days doing baseball. And then today, check this out, guys. Hold on. This will be fun. 5-hour energy. I need like a 50-hour energy. I have a super chat too. Hold on. So if you guys see this right here, so this is my chart right here. This is what I do. So this is what I do on Mondays. So like if you see this, it says the date here. So this is our 7/13 to 7/19. So here's our 11U team. Here it says Juan and Juan. So I know Juan is coaching these games. It says who we're playing. It says where we're playing. It says the time. So we have this. So 11, one of our 12s, another 12. Here's our 13. So I'm going to show you this. This is just for this week. Oh, missed a page. Okay. So just so you know, this is crazy actually. We have 37 games. We have 37 Antonelli baseball games this week, but we haven't played yet. So 37 games we'll have, and I'm in charge of making sure that the umpires show up, we go to the right fields, the tournaments, and all that crap. So basically, that's that. So I have to do that, but then I have to coach the games. So this weekend I'm coaching 9 games, or this week I'm coaching 9 games. But our team has 37 games, and I am in charge of making sure that those are all going to happen. So that is why when people said, when people were like, "Oh, why aren't you playing video games?" That's why. Yeah, that's just for 1 week. And then we have next week too, and then the week after, and the week after, and the week after. So, all right, back to questions now. That was a long reason to let you guys know why I'm so busy. Super chats. Josh Davis, thank you so much. Let's be honest, video game matters serving his suspension after the last steroid P test. That could be it too. Let's see. Jason said no church. No church for me now. I used to go to church when I was younger, but I'm starting coaching quickball. What is quickball? I don't even know what quickball is. Which is the best college baseball team? Well, there's a lot of good ones. Um, I'm not sure who the best one is. I mean, I guess Vanderbilt's maybe the best, but there's a group of like probably 10 teams in the country that are consistently, I would consider, the best. Do any former major leaguers work for Antonelli Baseball? We don't have any. So we don't have any one that just played in the major leagues. We do have professional. So Roberto Valdez. Roberto Valdez is one of our coaches. He played and coached in professional baseball. He never made it to the big leagues, but he did play professionally. What does it mean if you can hit it further oppo than pull side? That's really strange. I haven't seen a whole lot of people that hit. Well, I'll see some people that will hit it more often to the opposite field than the pull side, but I usually don't see people that hit it further opposite field than the pull side. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a bad thing that you're hitting it far that way, but if you can't pull the ball, then that would be a bad thing. Why is that happening? Yeah, you could be. I mean, you could be dragging your bat. Maybe your rear elbow is leading, and so your barrel can never get released, and so you're always kind of blocking balls off to the right side. So I mean, that could be one thing. But Daniel, what's going on? Teddy helping. What's going on, Teddy? It was nice meeting you. I did live at bats against your team today. Nice. I like it. Let's see. When a player gets fined, I don't know. I've never been fined before, so I'm not really sure. I think it just gets deducted by your from your paycheck. I don't think you have to walk in and like pay the manager, I think. How does Laura feel about all this baseball? Well, she knows we knew this was coming because of this whole COVID thing. It has delayed the start of our season for all of our teams. And we're trying to fit a full season into a little tiny condensed part of the year. So that's why there's so much going on. This isn't typical to play 37 games in 5 days. Like that's not normal. But we're doing what we have to do to get the season in for everybody. So I do think robo umps are going to happen. Yes. Harper or Trout? I think Mike Trout's the best player in the league. So Mike Trout. Um, I always say if you have Bryce, if you have arm issues like pain, then go get it checked. Uh, I get that question a lot. Like my arm's killing me, I can't throw. What should I do? I am not an expert or a doctor, so I would go make sure you're not like seriously injured. We have a super chat from RC from the NYC. Thank you so much, RC. Hope. Oh, sorry. Hey, Matt. Hey, Laura. Hey, Chad. Hope everyone's well and safe. Play ball. Thanks, RC. Same to you. Um, we're all doing well up here, so just playing some baseball, or I guess I'm coaching some baseball. I did go to Wake Forest for college. Yes, I did, Ben. That's pretty cool that your dad went there. Go Deeks. Can I still work out after the game? Um, I'm not sure if you had asked me a question before, but can you work out after a game? Yeah, I work out after games all the time in my career. Which is better, getting more singles and doubles, or hit 20 home runs as a freshman high school? I mean, I'm always going to take the home runs. Home runs are better than singles or doubles. Um, so I will go with home runs. Yeah, I'll give you guys a tip. If you ask a question and you ask it 4,000 times, then I purposely skip over it. So, yeah, Ivy and Patriot League canceling fall sports. I mean, there's going to be a lot of weird stuff going on in the fall and probably in the winter. So, as much as I don't want that to happen, I just think it's going to happen, unfortunately. What is a demon deacon? Um, that's a great question. I mean, I can show you a logo. I mean, a deacon. I can show you a. Let me see if I can get a nice picture of a deacon right here. Well, let's actually let's put it in real quick because I went to Wake Forest. I should probably know. What is a... Yep, so he's a mascot of Wake Forest. We already know that. Okay, let's find out the origin of the Deacon's name, everyone, real quick. I played with John Madden, not against him. So in 1923, the Wake Forest football team defeated rival Trinity, later renamed Duke. In the following issue of the school newspaper, the editor of the paper referred to the team as the Demon Deacons in recognition of what he called their devilish play and fighting spirit. And so the term stuck. Very interesting. There you go. Thanks. OM? Thank you. Post some high school Antonelli football. I could do that. I do have a bunch of highlight films. Any idea when baseball will slow down? Yeah, our season ends basically at the end of August. I have Bill. I have heard that. How are you, by the way? Um, so I have heard that football could be going in the spring and baseball to the fall. But I've heard that, but I've also heard people say that it's probably not going to happen. So I don't know. I'm just waiting to see. Do I think baseball would gain or lose popularity if the season ran at the same time as football? I think it would lose popularity. You're talking about Major League Baseball and NFL? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, the NFL, I think, is the most popular sport in our country, so you don't want to go against football. Do you think they should still have the season with a massive outbreak of virus in the USA? Um, I mean, the virus, there's definitely, I don't want to get too much in the virus talk again. Every time I talk about it, people get really heated. So um, I think if they're able to keep the players safe and the people that are around the players and the people that it takes to put the season together, if they can keep them safe, then they can play. If they can't, because the cases are getting, there's just too many of them, then they shouldn't. Who is known as the meanest team? I didn't play enough to really know who the meanest team was. I don't think there was anyone really known as a mean team, but Duke and Wake Forest are yeah, I guess you can consider them a little bit of rivals. I mean, they're within an hour. They're basically an hour drive. They're both like high academic schools. They both play in the same league. They recruit similar players and athletes. Um, they're just very similar all around. Depends on the sport. Like football wise, neither of them are really great. Basketball wise, Wake isn't great now, but when I went to school, Chris Paul was there, and we were probably ranked maybe higher than Duke for a little bit there because we were one of the top teams in the country. And then when Tim Duncan went to Wake, they were obviously really really good. Um, Duke has now become like an absolute powerhouse, but my next graded baseball card, I don't know. I have a bunch of them behind me. I think you guys can see them if I here and here. I have a ton of them. I just haven't had time to make any videos. The furthest I ever hit a baseball was probably, I don't know. It would be a complete guess. I know which balls they were, but I don't know how far they went. I didn't measure them or anything. So we have a super chat from HBK Styles. Thank you so much for super chat. Who's a threat at 56 game hitting streak? Man, I just don't think I don't think the hit streak will ever be. I don't think anyone will ever get a 56 game hit streak. Um, I just think the game is too hard. The too many bullpen arms, too many good pitchers, too many good bullpen pitchers. I just think it's really hard. Not really hard. I think it's like impossible. Well, nothing is impossible, but Tyler Freeman, I don't believe so. No college football this year. I hope there's college football, but I don't know if there's going to be any football. My opinion means nothing. I mean, I don't. It all has to do with stuff that I have no control over, and I really don't know a whole lot about. So, but I hope there's football. I forgot. That just reminded me, guys. I forgot that I have to contact some people tonight. Hold on 1 second, everybody. Hold on 1 sec. I have to take 10 seconds off. Hold on, everyone. Okay, when you're in the, let's see. Yeah, when you're in the minors, the big league team pays you. The major league team is a team that has your rights. The minor league team is just, well, that's where you play. But Jason, I'm gonna go with me. I don't think the NCAA should use wood bats. I mean, it would make sense since the next level is professional, but I just think the money would keep them from using it. Too much money. I did see the catch that the Tiger center fielder made. It was pretty sweet. I'm not ordering Uber Eats. Nope. Club team philosophy wise, winning games, player development. Both. I think both are important. Developing is obviously really important. Winning, I think, is important. Um, we try to balance both. We don't just want development with no winning. We don't just want winning with no development. So I think the Rays will win the AL East. I think the Yankees will, but I think the Rays could. I did have some Lucky Charms recently. Andy Lee bought me a nice box of Lucky Charms. When's the right time to join a summer ball team? I don't know if there's a right time or a wrong time. Depends what summer ball team you're joining, also. I loved Hamilton. I thought Hamilton was amazing. I've been singing Hamilton songs every minute of the day since I watched it. Ah, yes, I do. I know people have said that to me about the start of my video. I say, what do I say? Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Do I say guys? What did you say instead? Hi, folks. I probably say that because I coach baseball teams. We don't have any girls on our team, so I'm constantly saying guys, fellas. So I think I'm just so used to saying that that's just what I say. I don't like do it purposely. It just happens. Does want to get more than anyone else giving you advantage to make it big? Yeah, absolutely. Um, Making it big. I mean, making it to any point, you have to work really hard. So there has to be a like a reason for doing so. They say like, what is your why? Um, if you don't have a reason to work really hard, you probably won't work really hard, and then you won't be very good. My son's 5. Nice, Ollie. The best hitting tips for a young player. Wow, there's a lot that we could probably talk about. If you go on our YouTube page, you're on it now. If you just go over to the hitting playlist, um, I mean, the whole channel is about hitting tips. So my favorite baseball movie, The Sandlot's great, but mine's Major League One. See you later, Adrian. Sorry, everyone. I just realized that I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow actually, and I had some people texting me that I'm answering on my computer right now. How did I invest my pro earnings? Mostly in the stock market, um, and in my business. Those are the two main things, and starting a business and in the stock market. Who is my inspiration? I'm not sure. I don't know if I had like I don't know. I guess I never really thought about that. Is Freddie Freeman a Hall of Famer? I mean, he's been terrific. I think if he continues to play really well, I have to look at his stats real quick. So Freddie Freeman. Yeah, so he's only 30 years old, so he'd have to. I mean, he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer now, but he'd have to do this for. If he keeps going, he's gonna have to do it for a while. But Danny Carbajal, what's going on? Definitely, I agree. Who is my biggest fan besides Laura? I'm not sure. That's a good question. Have I ever yelled at an umpire? I've never yelled at an umpire. Opinion on weighted balls. So we've used weighted balls with our guys. I think they've worked. Um, but I think that it depends on. I don't think there's one, you know, not one size fits all, but you know what I'm saying. There's a lot that goes into it. So I would find somebody that knows what they're talking about and that knows you personally and puts you through, um, an individualized thing. I think it's probably the best way to go about doing it. Hey, thanks. You're on my major league debut. That's pretty cool. My favorite MLB player. I don't know if I don't have a favorite player. I like lots of players. I mean, I like Trout. I like Bellinger. I like Arenado. I like Baez. I like Lindor. I like Mookie Betts. I mean, I just can keep going on and on. But I don't have like one that's more favorite than the other. Manny Ramirez is my favorite player probably of all time. Hi, the baseball bat bros. Which type of wood do you prefer? So I use the maple C271 Louisville Slugger, um, 34 inch, 31 to 31 and a half ounce. Rai, shout out to you. Hi, Matt. Do MLB teams care about player personality, and isn't clubhouse chemistry important when? Yeah, I do think teams care about player personality. Um, to be honest, it's like you're going to be around, when you have teammates, you're around them every day, all day long. So um, just think about your work environment if you work. I know some people here might not work, but think about school environment. Just imagine if you worked with people you hated and you had to go to work with them every day, all day. You probably wouldn't work. I don't think most people would work as well if every day you went to work you were dreading it, saying, "Oh, I don't want to go see those people again. I can't stand that person." I just, like you probably wouldn't be in a very good mood. You probably wouldn't work as well as you um, would want to. Same thing with baseball. If you had to go into a place that was a toxic environment, you probably wouldn't work as hard. You wouldn't get as much work in. And so typically teams want a good work atmosphere, which means they want good people with good personalities. Um, Now, there's probably been there's been teams where there's been like a guy here and there that people are like, no, that guy was a what head or whatever. Um, but you can't have a bunch of those. Team chemistry is an interesting thing because does winning a championship lead to good chemistry? Because guys are always happy we're winning like that. Usually when teams are losing, people are getting frustrated, upset, and so it's tough to tell which one comes first. Rich Durbano, what's going on? When I was about 12, I became afraid of the ball and switched to track. Could good coaching have saved me, or did the fear simply doom my baseball career on the spot? Rich, before we talk about that, how about Apple today? You see Apple today almost hit 400, I think it was, end of the day at like 382. I looked at it today. I literally almost sold calls in Apple at 380, at 398, right around 398, 397.50 or 398, somewhere around there. I was just about to pull a trigger and sell some calls, and then I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on with the market. I'm like, this is absurd. I didn't do it, and then today ended at 382. Man, I wish I pulled the trigger, but it's easier said than done. So it really depends. I mean, being afraid of the ball is a tricky thing. I get asked a lot, how do I stop being afraid of the ball, and how do I get kids to stop being afraid of the ball? Screaming at the kids, stay in there, stop being afraid of the ball. Like I've seen some coaches take that. It doesn't seem to always work. I don't know if there is an easy way to do it though. Usually I work with, usually when I have a player that's afraid of the ball, I work on how to get hit properly. So teaching them how to get hit. Some kids don't know, they get out of the way the wrong way. So just letting them get comfortable learning how to get hit by a pitch. I think swing mechanics is a big thing too. Like some players, their mechanics don't allow them to like stay over the plate, have good balance, a bunch of things that will help them see the ball better and then again take a pitch in a better position. So there's a lot that goes into it. I'm not an expert and you know, that's one of those weird things that, we don't really teach a ton of, but I guess we do teach a little bit of like things I just said. That's a really interesting question though. I don't know if it was your coach's fault though. I mean, some kids just get hit once and they're like, I don't want to play this game anymore. They're done. No matter what you try with them, they're just still afraid of it. But with Puig, yeah. So I don't know Puig's clubhouse presence enough. I mean, I know he's just kind of an eccentric player. Um, so I don't know exactly. Like I don't know him well enough. Will fans be allowed to attend MLB games this season? I have no idea what's going to happen. I would say, well, I know in some stadiums they're going to allow some fans in. I know, like, I heard what Chicago they're going to allow people in like the rooftop decks or whatever the hell they're called over there. And I know I heard at one point that in Texas, I think they were going to be able to, but now Texas cases are really high. So I think it's anyone's guess. What is the trophy on the shelf? That trophy is that's a high school trophy right there. The one below that. So this one is just for winning a tournament last year, I think. This is my YouTube plaque. That's my college diploma. That's high school best athlete award. And then behind that, this one up here is a championship trophy for some summer tournament or something. I don't play COD. Nope. See you, Christopher. I wouldn't put it past Grom. I mean, he's unbelievable. That's a good question. I get that question all the time. Would I rather have a great career with no championships or a bad career with championships? I don't know. It depends how bad of a career we're talking and how good of a career we're talking. The Eagles. I was a high school. I was my high school was the Eagles. Like if I hit 127, I never played in a game and I won championships. Like yeah, I could tell people that I had championship rings, but um, I don't know. If I didn't contribute in any way, I don't know if that would be that fun. I hope so, Rich. The most overpaid MLB player. I'd have to look that one up. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes' dad was a pitcher for the Twins. Yep. Yeah, Chris Davis has struggled. He's on quite a big contract. Hold on one sec, guys. Just gotta write something down real quick. I'm trying to find. Up here it is, right here. Okay. How far should a high school player be hitting a baseball? I think it just depends on. Not every high school player is the same, you know. There's high school players that are like 90 pounds, or some that are 200. So yeah, I hope we get all the way through our baseball season. That would be fun this year. Baseball will be my job forever, I would assume. I don't know anything as well as I know baseball, so and I really enjoy it. I have done Madden. I have played Madden, and I actually did try to do a video game. Matt plays Madden. Um, that was during the off season, but I just didn't feel like it was as good or anywhere close to as good. So yeah, Eugenio Suarez. I agree. He is very good. He's got a lot of power. My hair's getting kind of long, guys. Huh? Jeez. What makes a great outfielder? I mean, ability to track the ball, get reads off the bat, have some speed. Those all probably help. I don't know if we're gonna make it through a condensed season. I mean, we're not heading in the right direction right now, but hopefully things change around for us. Our umpires are behind the plate. Oh, excuse me. Our umpires are not behind the plate anymore. Our umpires are behind the mound now, which, in my opinion, so far has made the strike zone very small. We've only played for 1 week, but I'm not sure if the umpires are saying because they're behind the plate or, geez, wait, because they're not behind the plate anymore and they're behind the mound. I'm not sure if they're saying like, well, I've got to make sure I tighten it up because I'm far away. So I don't know. At our 13-year-old game this week, the first two pitches of the game, the catcher set up and went boom, and he went ball, and I was like, and then the next pitch was boom, ball two, and I said to the catcher, I'm like, where are you setting up? He's like, right down the middle. And 13U, the strike zone needs to be big. Like you can't have a small strike zone at 13U, or the game will last 5 hours. The hitting vault website, I don't know anything about it, so I can't help you. Yeah, it's a state by state thing. Like Massachusetts, is there's a rule that the umpire has to stay 6 feet away from all players, but he can't be 6 feet behind the catcher, or else he can't see the plate. So he can't see the strike zone, so he has to go behind the mound. Does this championship deserve an asterisk? I don't know. I don't think they're going to. I think the way they're going to look at it is every team is still in the same boat. They're just playing less games, and so the winner's the winner. Any future project for your channel? I don't know. I had a lot of ideas and tried some different ideas, but now we're back to the real world with a lot of work. So, wow, your office closed in the ATL, huh? Tips on hitting higher velo. I mean, the easy tip that people say is you got to get started earlier, but I do think if you're struggling against high velo, there could be something in your swing. Maybe your swing just isn't, maybe just swing quickness isn't where you want it to be. Maybe your swing has a little bit of length in it for a bunch of different reasons. That would be my biggest guess. Edwin Rios, I don't know him enough to comment. I'll have to look him up more. I made the major leagues during my second full season of professional baseball. What's the furthest level of a player you coach made it to? Well, we have players in professional baseball right now um, that just got drafted last year, so that's the furthest so far. We don't have any player. I mean, the oldest player that I've coached so far on an ancillary baseball team is like 22. We haven't been around that long, so. And when we started, I started with young kids. So, well, let's see. Our first summer season was 14, and now it's 20. Um, I had 15-year-olds my first year, so 7 years ago. Yeah, so 20. So now the kids are about 22 years old. The oldest players. Everyone else younger than that. A surprise NL team to make the playoffs. Um, NL team. Well, it depends what you say by surprise. Like I think the Reds are going to be really good. I don't know if that would be a surprise to anyone, but Reds winning the World Series. I mean, I would say no, but I think that they're going to be pretty good. Do I think the shortened season gives bad teams a better chance? Well, I think it gives them a better chance. I don't know if it gives them a good chance, though. Um, I still think it's going to pretty much be the best teams, but there's a lot of variables this year. You've got the short season. You got a short season, but you also have the virus thing, and if your team, if randomly, not randomly, but if your team gets a couple players sick, like just let's say you're the Yankees, maybe not the Yankees, that might be a bad example. Let's just pick a team like, now let's say the Rays. Rays are really good. What happens if somehow Blake Snell, Charlie Morton, and I don't know, Willie Adames, pick anyone. Three guys get this and they miss 2 to 3 weeks for it. That's a huge chunk of the season. So like, there's just a lot that could happen to a team that would not be good. So, pitching velocity. If you go on our YouTube channel, go to our pitching playlist. We have a bunch of drills on there for you that you can check out. Good luck, Christian. Antonelli merchandise. So we used to sell a lot of it online, but shipping stuff for us right now is really difficult. So I still have not put stuff back up there. I hope to do so again one day. The Orioles, I think they're still quite a ways away, but um, I don't think they're going to win this year or next year, but maybe in a few years. Nice wood and metal. Yeah, Dodgers are stacked for sure. Driveline, yeah, I like the Driveline program. I like their stuff. Is Chris Davis going to hit 60 or 70 home runs? I think he's going to hit 100. I do have videos on picking the ball. Yep. Drew Cord, is that the Drew Cord from our team? Doesn't look like it. How are winters in North Carolina? So I spent 4 winters altogether in North Carolina, 3 as a player and then 1 as a coach. My first, so winters are nice in my opinion. I mean, I'm from Massachusetts, so much nicer than here. Uh, it snowed my first winter down there a little bit. My second and third winters it didn't snow at all, and then my fourth winter down there as a coach, they got the most snow they'd gotten in like 30 years or something. We got a pretty big storm, but overall it's not bad. All right, when do you think the Rays will be ready to contend for the playoffs? I would say next year potentially. I mean, hell, maybe they come out this year and get super hot. They got a bunch of young players, but I think they're really young offensively, especially. So I would say another year. What's your least favorite Massachusetts AAU team? I'm not sure. I don't know if I would say even if I did know. Hi, Brazil. I think Markakis is a really, really solid player. We talked about this actually last week. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but I think he's a really solid player. I played with him for a little bit. He's a really special player. Yeah, what is he? He's 36. He's got a WAR of 34. He's not going to make the Hall of Fame, but how many hits does he have in his career? Yeah, he still needs a ton of hits. He only has 2,355 hits. He's not playing this year. That means he'd be 37 next year. Yeah, it's last time I had a Cookie Monster, I stopped eating ice cream because I'm actually going to the doctor's tomorrow to find out what's going on in my stomach because every time I eat ice cream, it kills. Oh yeah, Nick Markakis is great. You said 288 is consistent. He is consistent, but I mean, but the Hall of Fame is for like the greats, not like the Hall of Consistent. Although I mean, they are all consistent in there. But well, let's just say this: if you look at WAR, I know people say like WAR isn't the end all be all and all that stuff, or the be all end all or whatever the hell that saying is. But if you look at WAR in the Hall of Fame, um, here we go. So he's a 34.1 career WAR, 24.77 year peak. The average right fielder in the Hall of Fame is 71.9 WAR. So he's not even halfway there. And he's almost 37. He's going to be 37 by next year. I think I am, Rise. Hi, Giants fam. Sore arm, throw more or less? It depends. Some people get sore arms because they don't ever throw. Some people might get it because they throw all day long. So I don't know what you do, but you'd have to just see what you're doing and then adjust from there. Julian Edelman isn't getting into the Hall of Fame. Well, Julian Edelman's an interesting case because his playoff numbers are some of the greatest playoff numbers ever. But he's played in so many playoff games. Now he's played great in playoff games, but he's played in so many. Yeah, opening day is 1 week from Thursday. Yeah. Am I in the Hall of Fame? Um, I tell myself I am. Yeah. Who are my favorite players from each of the last decades offhand? 50, 60, 70. I couldn't even tell you. I'm not really like a baseball historian where I have favorite players from each decade. Like I can tell you guys that I enjoy watching swing. I like watching Ted Williams swing. I like watching Mickey Mantle swing. I like Babe Ruth swing. Um, I don't know if I have I mean, I couldn't tell you my favorite players though. My favorite, the time I followed baseball the most was probably in the '90s and 2000s, because that's when I was a kid. What would you do if you had $100? I'd probably be sitting on YouTube on a Monday night at like 10:21, answering questions. Mike, I used to get tested, drug tested in pro ball like a couple times a year. So I think Rushman will make his debut this year. Depends what the Orioles want to do. I don't think they're going to be very good. I mean, maybe they say, you know what, he's ready, and let's put him up there. But I guess I would say probably not. But who knows? Jerry, should you put a clip of your 60-yard dash in your college recruiting video? Only if you're fast. If you're slow, then no, don't. I tell our guys in our recruiting videos, I'm trying to highlight what you're good at, and I'm trying to hide what you're bad at. Not hide, but I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna put something on there if you're not good at it. I'm not sure where Laura is today. I'm not sure what she's doing. How do Asian college players like me get into the minors majors? I don't know, the same way that all the other players get in. You just got to get. You have to be a good enough player that a professional team feels like you can help them win. Laura could be on a covert operation. Tips for hitting breaking pitches and off speed. So a lot of it comes down to mechanics again. I think a lot of it comes down to bat path, timing, which goes into a lot of different things, approach. Um, we could talk about so much stuff. Quickness, bat speed. You know, most difficult course I took in college was actually my first year. I took some type of calculus class. I got crushed in it. It wasn't so much that the course was super hard. I remember everyone complained because the teacher was one of those teachers that just everything was wrong. Even when I got the answers right, she'd mark them wrong because I didn't do them the right way. It was impossible. Everyone like hated the teacher. She had just come over from. She was a teacher at Duke. She was a professor at Duke. It was her first year at Wake Forest, and I don't know. Maybe she just didn't like the Deeks, but she. And I'm gonna give everyone this tip again. If you keep writing the same question 4,000 times, and I purposely do not read it because I get upset when all I can see is the same question. I might start going to Hamilton on Broadway or be in Hamilton. Honestly, probably facing the freshman calculus teacher. She was tough. That was the first time in my life. In high school, I got all good grades. And I get a test back from the calculus teacher, and it'd be like 52, and I'd be like, 52. I'd look and I'd be like, well, I got that right. It's right, but no, it's wrong. So I don't know. I just was very confused that year. I went into Wake wanted to be a business major, and I got a D in that class, and I was like, well, there goes my dreams of being a business major. My honest thoughts on Wander Franco. Um, I mean, I've never seen him play in my life. I've only seen him on video. I mean, he's been in the minors, so I haven't watched him playing games. So my honest opinion is I don't even know. Um, Looking at his stats, he looks like he has an incredible ability to hit the ball. Just put the bat on the ball. He doesn't strike out. Puts the ball in play. When I watch his swing, like I'm not like, man, that's a great swing, but he has a great ability to put the ball in play. So I think he's gonna be a really good player, and he's ranked number one prospect for a reason. What is the earliest a college coach is called up? Call me about a player. Um, the earliest? Well, 16 for sure. I've talked to coaches about a lot of 16-year-olds, but I'm trying to think if I've had any 15-year-olds. Probably 15-year-old. I've talked about one player that was 14 before. I had people asking me about him when he was 14. Um, he didn't even play with our team at the time, but hold on one second, guys. I just realized something else. Hold on one more second, guys. Okay. All right. We're back. Yep, we're playing this season. What about Jackson Gillis? Jackson played for us when he was 16, but he might have been 15 at some point, so I'm sure I talked to somebody when he was 15. Oh, best lines from the Sandlot? There were so many lines from the Sandlot, I don't even know. You're killing me, Smalls. My son's favorite line is, you bob for apples in the toilet, and you like it. It's gonna be a quick game because I gotta get home for lunch. I don't know, there's so many good lines from that movie. I will go out and say that no one will hit 400 in the majors this year, but if there's ever a year it's going to happen, this could be the year. I said earlier that it will never happen in a 162 game season because the pitching is just too good and hitting is just too hard now. Forever. Forever. Rich Durbano, good luck with the doctor tomorrow. All that lactose intolerant stuff can be absolute misery. Yeah, it is misery. I don't know what happened. I mean, I know people can develop it over time, but man, my stomach just started killing. Probably, hold on, I'm gonna move this camera up a little bit here. There we go. My stomach started killing me, I don't know, a couple months ago probably. And so I tried to figure out what it was, and I've tried to cut things out. I love ice cream, and so I have almond milk when I eat my. I drink almond milk when I eat my cereal. That doesn't bother my stomach. Right, exactly. There you go, Martin. But ice cream, I love ice cream. I love pizza, chicken parm. Um, so when I had ice cream, now sometimes I'm just like I take these little lactose pills to help, but I took one and had a huge thing of ice cream last week, and my stomach never hurt worse. So thoughts on Bobby Witt Jr.? I like Bobby Witt Jr. I think he's a specimen. I don't drink coffee. I've actually never drank coffee before. Player draft. I would say no, but I mean, crazier stuff has happened. I think the Athletics could be a World Series contender this season. I think the Athletics are really good. World Series prediction? I think the easy prediction is Dodgers Yankees. I mean, I think the Dodgers are probably the most talented team, the deepest team. I love the Yankees if they can stay healthy. I think they can. They have a great bullpen. They've got Cole now, which is an absolute horse at the top of the rotation, and they can mash baseballs. TM, I was going to answer your question, but then you asked it 4,000 times, so then I stopped. But now, since I'm so nice, I'm going to go back and try to find it. Hey, coach, I've heard about how to go D1 tips and heard once one big school gives you an offer, other schools notice and give you one too. My question is, how do you get other schools to notice the offer? Well, usually what happens, it's not so much like if one school offers and everyone else just starts to offer, but usually if one big school offers, that means you're really good. Like big schools are not going to offer just for fun, you know? So like if you get an offer from UNC Chapel Hill, there's a reason. Um, now when other schools hear about that, they're gonna say, well, UNC Chapel Hill offered this guy, so we got to see this guy, or we got to do some homework. We got to figure out what the hell's going on here. Do we miss this guy? So that's what kind of happens. But you can turn anything down you want for offers, yeah. Hey, thanks, Captain C. Start weightlifting at what age? I started weightlifting the summer of my after my junior year. That's probably considered pretty late, but when I was younger, not many people lifted as much as they do now. So here comes Laura. She looks like she just woke up. Did you just wake up? You look like it. Supplements? I'm not really sure about supplements. I didn't take supplements till I got to college. I took a protein shake.
I used to drink that nasty creatine shit.
Laura comes in here and she starts swearing. Jesus, she's been here for 5 seconds. She's swearing.
Oh, did you see that this came for you? I forgot to tell you. From Tops. Is this what you're waiting for?
Laura just came in here and goes, "Oh, did I show you this? Did I tell you that you got something from Tops?" And she pulls something from behind the television.
I put it back there the other day when I brought in the mail.
She ZR, thanks so much for the super chat. So the without Tom Brady, it looks like the Bills will win the FC East. No, not with Cam Newton, baby. So Laura just gives me this. She goes, "Oh, by the way, yeah, your package came." She pulled it from behind the television. What could it be, guys? It's from Tops. Should we open it up? I agree. I'm not giving the Bills the AFC East till they earn it. Hey, you go pro baseball, John Madden. See, I told you. It came from the quarantine. All right, let's see what's in it. Let's check it out, guys. Oh. Oh, a little Project 2020 in here. Oh, 2 of them. Project 2020, Project 2020. Oh, these little poppy things. Oh, this will keep me busy all night. Now Laura walks in playing something on her phone.
No, I was trying to watch a video, but my phone's dying.
Should we open these 2 up, guys, and see what they are? Let's open them up. I'll make another video, maybe for a dedicated one, but let's see. So the first one, it's a nice little. I just got an email from Tops that was like, "We're so sorry, but your order's been delayed. We'll give you an update in 4 to 6 weeks." But I don't know. I guess that was a different one. Let's see who this is. I don't even know when I got. I haven't bought a Project 2020 card in like, I feel like a month at least. But this one is all right. So this one, what number is this? Got a little Nolan Ryan, number 87. Now Laura's watching the stream on her phone 5 feet from me, so I hear myself talk, and then I hear.
Why are you being? I've been down here upstairs for like 3 minutes, and you're already being mean to me.
I'm not being mean, but why are you watching the stream on the phone when you're just sitting here watching it live in real life?
We just can't get enough of you.
Okay, let's put that one back in here. Wood bats, I suggest you go and try them out. Everyone likes different wood bats, so. Alright, let's see what's in this one. This one we have. Oh, one of my favorite players of all time. Anyone want to guess? It's not Manny Ramirez.
Oh, did you buy?
Laura just walked into the door. I think she's been drinking.
Did you buy those, or did they send them to you?
I bought these. This one is not Pedro. That a baby. Ken Griffey. Can you guys see it? The reflection. Ken Griffey. Card number 88. By Keith A. Shore. This is Junior, sorry. Ken Griffey Jr. So we have a bunch more of these coming. But they all got delayed. These are the first. Well, I don't know. I thought they got delayed. Maybe Laura's hiding them behind I'm going to go look behind all the TVs tonight and see if I can find them. Oh, by the way. Guys, I don't know if you guys know this. But I made video game mat cards. I don't know if you guys saw it. Now Laura's lowering the window behind me.
The neighbors can probably see you.
What is going on around here? Guys, should I show you guys, should I give you guys a sneak peek into one of my cards up on that thing too? I don't know, maybe I should. You control of my house, I know. She definitely doesn't want me. The gators are watching.
Are they really on there?
No, that was Andy Lee.
Oh.
Hey, Peter S., thanks for the super chat. Yo, Matt, thanks for all the content quality stuff. My house is haunted. I can't stop. Video game Matt, is he on the injured list? I might actually play in a minute, guys. I might go in a little bit to play. I do have a lot of emails I got to get through, but I must have answered. I was on the computer today doing work and answering stuff for like 10 hours, I feel like. Maybe not 10 hours. Probably played pretty close to 10 hours, though. How much money do I make a year before taxes? What do we make? 1.5 billion, I think. No. 1.5 billion is before taxes. So when we take taxes out, I think I made 900 million last year. 900 million. $902 million, you're right. What was for dinner tonight? What wasn't for dinner tonight? I made 902 million.
You made?
I made 902 million this year. What wasn't for dinner? I should buy the Patriots. I don't think I could. I think I'd still be short. I think Robert Kraft would laugh at me if I told him I wanted to buy the team for that much. They want to know if you got your $1,200 stimulus check, Lara. Do we qualify since we made 902 billion last year? No, 902 million. Sorry, I keep saying billion. 902 billion would be a lot. We only made 902 million. Yeah, I think the players are going to definitely be affected. I mean, they haven't played baseball in a long time, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Bubble wrap for president. How do you get faster? Run and get stronger. Could be some hamstring injuries. Although, you know the year I got my hamstring injury? I got my hamstring, let's not get Laura started on this because she's going to have to freak out about this. She has strong opinions about my hamstrings. The year I pulled my hamstring was the year that I ran more than I ever had in the off season. I came in the greatest shape of my life and still pulled a hamstring. So sometimes I'm not, you know. Sometimes people think like when I did a video on this. People think when a guy pulls a hamstring, they're like, oh, see, he's eating potato chips and he wasn't working out hard. I pulled my hamstring. I was a freaking animal. All I did was run, lift, stretch, doing yoga, doing all kinds of stuff. Still pulled a hamstring. Thanks, Anthony. I listen to all kinds of music. You know what I've been listening to a lot is the Hamilton soundtrack because I love that play since I watched it. Well, clearly since I watched it. Best team in the NL East? Ow. Well, I guess I'd have to go Nationals until someone knocks them off, but the Mets are pretty good, but no Syndergaard. The Braves are really good. They've got some guys sick. Freddie Freeman. The Nationals have really deep pitching. Phillies are talented. The NL East is crazy deep. Best team in the NL Central? Yeah, not the Marlins. Marlins in the East probably not going to win it. In the Central, I mean, I think the Reds are going to be really good. Cardinals are always good. Cubs are talented. Cardinals are always good. Man. I don't know. Do we go Reds? Who wins the Cy Young? Well, there's gonna be a couple of like. Did you hear Trevor Bauer say that he wants to throw like every 4 days or something? Um, there's gonna be some crazy pitchers that are just gonna be like, "Give me the ball, I'm going out there and I'm pitching a ton." Like I think Garrett Cole's gonna be filthy. I think all the pitch. I mean, the guys that are all studs, but I chose to stop playing multiple sports when I got to college. So before that, I played multiple sports. Can the Nats go back to back? Well, I'm sure they could. I mean, they have their pitching pretty much back. I think losing Rendon obviously hurts. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how they do use their pitchers. Attempt to come back with the Marlins. I don't think they want me. Thoughts on Luis Arias? I didn't watch him play a lot last year. All I know is that he's always hit. He hit in the minors, hit in the majors. He's just a hitter. So my guess is he hits again. Now, independent baseball pays terribly. The 102 million, is it all mine? I mean, Lar tries to take some of it from me, but
Of what?
my 902 million.
When did you make 902 million?
That's my salary this past year. A lot of people are watching YouTube ads, so. Favorite dish from Kowloon's? We actually don't go.
August wing.
Yeah, we actually don't go to Kowloon's a lot. I went there a lot when I was a kid, but not so much as an adult. Although I did get it delivered like 2 months ago. Um, we got Saugus wings. Saugus wings are always a good choice. No video game man on Twitch tonight. No, I'm going to bed, I think. A lot of super chats, yeah. Yeah, one guy gave 850 million of the 902, so most of it was thanks to him. Ooh, you go sushi, huh, Juan? Everyone says I always look exhausted. I must just have an exhausted looking face all the time. I am tired though. Yeah, so I actually like Out of Asia in Saugus. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
so I go to Out of Asia over Kowloon. There's also a place that I like to go to in Salisbury called Family, which I think is very good. But and when I lived in Peabody back in the day, I used to go to I Eat Ho, which was good. But then we found Out of Asia in Saugus, and then it was all over. China Blossom.
We've never tried it.
So Andy, we've never tried it. We've driven by out of China Blossom like 400,000 times, and every time we're like, we should really try China Blossom, and then we never try it. I don't know why we haven't tried it. Family has that weird chicken. I don't. They probably. I mean, it probably isn't even chicken, but I like.
It is sketchy chicken.
Yeah, Lars is a sketchy chicken, but it tastes good. So,
Matt loves sketchy chicken.
best book that I've read recently. I actually just got this new book. I don't know where it went. Um,
What book?
oh, I showed it last week in
The
my.
one Mia's been carrying around?
Yeah, my daughter takes all my books. The best book that I've read recently. Oh, can you guys see Laura? Can you see Laura? She's trying to get to the window.
Can you see me?
Oh, Oh, we could. I think could we see her in the reflection? We might have been able to. Do that again. I'll tell you when you come into view, or if you do. Go ahead. Oh no, we just see your arm.
You see my arm?
Yeah, we saw your arm. Yeah. Look behind the TV for the book. Is there anything back there? What else is back there? Hey, there's a PlayStation controller. My son was looking for a PlayStation controller. It's behind the TV. Yeah, she does. CIA does say she has a staff camera. Why Stanton hit inconsistently? I don't know if Stanton has like the best swing in the world. He's a physical specimen, but did Vandy sue me for this? No. This isn't Vandy's. That's not Vandy's logo. Vandy's star has like the actual full star. This is more of an Astros looking star than it is a Vandy star, in my opinion. Why do players strike out so much these days? Because the pitchers, well, for a couple reasons. One, the pitching is incredibly good. I wanted to say incredible, but I said incredibly. So the pitchers are amazing. Number one. Um, Pitchers have also figured out, in my opinion, that it's really hard to hit a high fastball. And when you throw 100 with a high fastball and then you throw a 90-mile-an-hour breaking ball, that becomes really hard to hit. So that's my first reason. Second reason is baseball has gone because of, whatever you want to call it, the data revolution or analytics or whatever. People have figured out that on offense, power is more productive. So doubles are better than singles and home runs are better than everything. And so they want more power. They want more home runs, more doubles. With more home runs comes more strikeouts. That's just the way it is. A little tiny slap guy is going to put the ball in play more, but he's going to hit more singles than anything. So it's a combination of both things. If you want more power, you're going to have more strikeouts, bottom line. It's very hard to be a power hitter and not strike out much. There's only a couple of them, and they get paid $30 to $40 million a year. So you put those things together, you get you get a lot more strikeouts. How long will Tanaka will recover after the headshot? I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor, but he did get hit pretty hard. But I heard he was recovering well. So I can't decide if the Dodgers or the Yankees are going to be my team to choose, but I think Mike Trout's the best player in the game. I did get hit in the head. Chris Carpenter hit me in the head. Wasn't bad though. Favorite infield drill growing up? I don't know if I had a favorite one. For some reason, Laura's pulling me away, guys.
No, I'm trying to get in this one.
Yeah, but
I'll push you back. We'll get feet.
what is going on right now? Whoa!
Alright, now we can wait.
Okay. Laura's done dragging me around the house. Why can't MLB fans in the stands, so it's easy to do in an 80,000 capacity stadium? Well, there's no 80,000 capacity stadiums in baseball. I would say the average is like 30-ish, 40. So I'm not sure. I'm not smart enough to figure that all out.
What time is it?
I have not watched Dave Portnoy day trading stuff. I know he's doing it, but I haven't watched it. MG, thank you so much for super chat. Love your stuff. Thanks for the clear cut COVID update. Sorry for the bad Vandy joke. No problem. Thank you. Yes, there was when the Dodgers played at the Coliseum when they first moved. Well, that might be true, but you said, were you the one that said when there are 80,000 stadiums? There's not, there might have been, but there's not any anymore. I mean, let's pick a stadium. This is interesting. Let's pick a stadium. So, what's the biggest, largest MLB stadium? Let's do this right now. So, the Dodger Stadium, that's what I was going to say. 56,000 in Dodger Stadium.
Wow.
Yankee Stadium, 52,000. Coors Field, 49,000. Chase Field, 48,000. So, you're looking at, let's see what the smallest is. Then you've got Tropicana, 31,000. Progressive, 35. Marlins Park. I don't know if these are updated. 36, 37. Fenway, 37.9. So you're looking at most of the low ones are in the 30s. So I would say the average looks like it's somewhere around like 41-ish, somewhere in there. Yeah, I'm not sure with all like the liability stuff and everything. I mean, there's a reason why if they could get people in the stadium, they would put them in there, but how much could I bench press? I never did like a barbell bench press really when I was playing. I just did dumbbell press. Wow, I've been on here a long time, guys. Yeah, exactly. I think it would be difficult, right? Even if you had 20,000 people and their seats spread out, how do you control, you know, when they go use the restroom, how close they come, and like, I don't know. I just think there's a lot of questions, but I'm not smart enough to figure that out. We'll leave that to people smarter than me. Um, what's a good baseball workout routine? It depends on so many things. It's hard to say what position you are, how old you are, what you're trying to do. Anyways, everyone, before we leave, let's see if we can do this. I got 90 likes so far from this video. Let's see if we can get 100 likes. See how long it can take us to get to 100 likes. I bet you it can take 10 seconds. 91. There it is. Everyone hit the like button. 103. Boom. Done. 5 seconds. That was quick right there.
Do you want me to like it?
No. Laura didn't even like this. She gave it a thumbs down. 113. Wow, look at that. What offers did I have?
I like it.
My last, Laura doesn't even know how to give a thumbs up. It's the thumb that's pointed in the up direction
Where?
on the phone. Um,
Oh, I see
so my last two offers. Well, the offers I chose between were Wake Forest and UNC. But if I had to talk about the offers I actually really considered, it was Wake Forest, UNC, Georgia Tech, Michigan, Notre Dame. Those are probably the five that it kind of came down to. Is that five? If Laura were to do a YouTube channel, what would the topic be? Probably cleanliness, like
What?
probably like uh, proper hand washing techniques, um, different types of Lysols and disinfectants, um, or some type of like CIA, like how to kill someone without someone.
Oh, stop.
Lars, we'll end it with this. How far could I hit? I don't know.
450 feet.
Lars says 450 feet. I might be being a little bit generous. Oh, right now, 17 feet. um, Lara's talent, I think. If I had to say what Lara's talent is, she's looking at me.
Oh, nervous.
She's
right
looking at
now.
me very nervous right now. Lara's talent is to she's able to put things like puzzles in her mind together very quickly. So like if you were to show her a show, if you're watching a show and it was like a Criminal Minds show and it was like who's the killer, you know, within like a minute they'll show a bunch of pictures, a bunch of people talking and type of stuff, whatever, and Laura will be like, Johnny killed that guy behind the dumpster at that restaurant over there, and I'm like, who's Johnny? What restaurant? And I haven't seen a dumpster yet. And then like at the end of the show, it'll be like, it was Johnny behind the dumpster at that restaurant right there. I'm like, that's what happens. It's amazing. She's got a skill for that. Yeah, she should be in the CIA. Should be. She's very, very good with that. She'd be very good at Clue, yeah. Anytime I try to if I'm like telling a story and I'm like trying to get around something a little bit, she'll be like, "That's not true, Matt, because 3 years ago you told me. I remember the conversation," and she'll repeat it word for word. I'm like, "Shit, how did she remember that I said that? It was 3 years ago." But yeah, she has two sisters actually. Hey, I have a super chat. Hold on one second. Jason Jones, thank you so much. Yeah, good interrogator. Very good memory. Anything with memory, she has good memory. You know the game? What's it called? Memory? What's the game when you have all the cards and then you have to flip one over and you have to find the matching pair?
Maddie's really good at that.
What game is that called?
Memory.
Memory. Okay, that game Memory. Laura's a whiz kid at it. And the weird thing is, my son is like wicked good at it too. And I'm the worst at it. I could flip it over and flip it here and then flip it back, and 5 seconds later I'll be like, shoot, where were those cards again? I don't remember. But she's really good at it. My son crushes me in it. That's the one game when he was like 3 that we'd play. Usually you let your 3-year-old win. He kept beating me, and I wasn't letting him win. But I couldn't beat him. What's a good workout routine for a high school outfielder? All right, last question. Well, I know nothing about you again, but just stick with like the basics, like the big lifts if you want to work out. Pull-ups, some type of press, uh, some type of squat, whether it's a one-legged, a back squat, a front squat, or whatever. Yeah, you can deadlift. I usually do the big lifts, and then you can supplement with whatever the hell you want. So that's what I would do. Large full-time job watching Matt. It's a good point. Best MLB team right now, I'll go to the Dodgers. How many commits on my team right now? We've got 3 commits so far. 3 commits so far? 3 commits so far. But we'll have, what do we have, 18 kids on the team? Well, technically 4 commits. We have 18 kids total. So we'll have 18 commits at some point soon, but not yet. We haven't even played our first real game yet, so. Yeah, Jason, thank you so much. What was your question? Hope you're doing well too. So far, all D1 players, yep. Let's see some practice vids, like our practices. I'll start putting more up. We haven't had a whole lot of practices, and I'm so busy at practice keeping the social distancing, and I've got my mask on, and I've all that stuff that I haven't like even been able to focus on videotaping. So yeah, I might try to do a baseball vlog. I'll try to start up once we start our season officially this week in tournaments. All right. The mask is tough, but you got to do what you got to do to make sure we play. So. Oh, yeah, Jason. I don't think you were here at the beginning. I'm more busy than I've ever been in my life, so. Video Game Matt hasn't been around not because I don't want to do it, but because I have no time. Um, what baseball cases should I don't know. I'll answer that next time for you. Um, if you go to our YouTube channel or go to the recruiting thing, I talk a lot about it there. But all right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I didn't realize I've been on this thing for almost 2 hours. And it's bedtime because it's a busy day again tomorrow. And I got to go to the doctor. So we'll see all you guys at some point this week. I'll try to get Video Game Mac going again. Thanks for hanging out again. And have a great night, everyone. Stay safe. We'll talk to you later.